Hey everybody, it's me again. Got another story somebody wanted to tell me about. This interesting story though about the Road Ducks back in the original Road Ducks back in the day. When we first started off we had a different singer and he didn't last long. Then we had Bopper was singing for a long time. And then before Phil came in the picture we had this other guy. We used to play in Connecticut a lot, back in the 80s, early 80s. Late 70s, early 80s, and we had this guy. Well, we used to play in Connecticut because Southern rock was real big up there. Boy, they really enjoyed the Southern rock music when we could come up there because we were the original thing. We were the real thing. The Southern rock guys. We were from Virginia. The only Southern rock they had up there was guys from Connecticut, obviously, But so we would play there, and one night we met this guy, came in the bar, and he just happened to have his keyboards out in the car, so he brought him in, and we auditioned the guy, and he was an excellent singer. God, everybody loved him at the club, and then the next week we had to travel back down to Virginia to a Battle of the Bands at Louis Rock City. We were playing in the big Battle of the Bands, the semifinals of the bands. So we brought this guy down there with us, and we won that semifinals. But then we were supposed to come back 2 weeks later for the final thing. But in the meantime, we went back up to Connecticut and some shows that we had planned up there. We already had filled in up there. So when we got up there, we played this place, and it was the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox were playing for the series. During the breaks, they told everybody that they would have 50-cent shots of Jack Daniels, and then people just went berserk on that. So a little while later, we're on stage playing, and apparently some Boston Red Sox guy came walking through the crowd, and everybody from Connecticut, I guess, is from New York, so they started heckling the shit out of this dude. Apparently he had a couple of friends, so all of a sudden the whole place breaks out in a big fight, in the middle of the floor, and they're just like this big ball, like a Popeye cartoon or something, they're pushing this ball around the room. The bouncers are trying to get it outside. They pushed it, finally got the ball up there to the door and pushed it out the freaking door and locked the doors so nobody could get back in. Well, some of their guys were out there fighting with the people in the parking lot. So finally the state troopers showed up. They took us all in the back kitchen area, so in case something happened. But the state troopers showed up and made everybody leave. Well, some of them had to go to the hospital, and when they got down there, some of the guys on opposite sides showed up at the hospital, so they had a big fight there too. And so it was just crazy as hell. But the new lead singer, he didn't know what to think. Him and his wife or girlfriend are sitting there, and they couldn't figure out I've never seen anything like this before. So when we went back to the hotel that night, it was this nice, beautiful hotel right on the beach that these people rented. Old wooden type of beach apartments, it was like 4 stories high. They gave us the third floor, the whole third floor to party on. So we went in there and just went to town, boy, and furniture piling. We had the bass player on the floor in the back room and piled all the furniture on top of his ass. And it's just a crazy time. And in the middle of the night, apparently, this dude, new lead singer, decides he's got to get out of there. He doesn't want to be in the band anymore, so he slid his stuff down the roof of the place and let his girlfriend down there help him and put it in the car, and they got the hell out of there, and we never saw the guy again for many years. For 15 years, never heard anything about him. All of a sudden, one day, we got a call from one of our roadies that he was then at that time working for Johnny Winter as a sound man. And he was wearing a Road Duck t-shirt in Los Angeles at this particular show. And this guy walks up out of the audience and says, "Hey, the Road Ducks, are they still around? Are they still playing anywhere?" And the guy said, "Oh yeah, they're still playing and everything." And he told him all about it. Well, the guy says, "I used to be in the Road Ducks." And our roadie said, "What? What are you talking about?" And so he tells him this story, and he told him the same story about us being in the Road Ducks, and except he says, "Now I'm a screenwriter. I write screenplays for movies. And one of my movies is Young Guns 1, Babe, you know, the Babe Ruth story, and Hidalgo. He had like 15 movies, you know, that he had written the screenplays for, and, you know, never expected that of him. But here, all of a sudden, we know this famous person used to be a fucking singer for our band. But none of us got famous out of it, you know. I mean, we were like a revolving door for famous people to come in and out of the band. It was incredible, man. You know, I think I never met it famous, but that's probably a good thing. I probably wouldn't be here now if I'd have got famous, because I know I'd have had too much fun. You know, I ain't never had too much fun, and I ain't gonna start now. So I'm into it, but not into it that much. You know, at this age, I'm just trying to minimize the damages. But you know, the funny thing, and so the thing is, if you don't believe that story, the guy's name is John Fusco. Fusco. Look that name up or Google that name and see what comes up. And you'll see that this guy's the most famous person, man. I never knew. Anyway, he, you know, astounded me that that's what actually happened to that guy after we had never seen him again. He came out of the place, never saw him again. But I thought that was an extraordinary thing that happened to the band. But everything goes the way it's got to go, I guess, right? Peace. See ya.